Hi, I'm one of the maths teachers here at Long Road. I'm Adriana. I'm just going to quickly chat about further maths, why you might want to choose it, why it's a great subject, and any other details you might like to know. So why should you study further maths? Well, I guess if you're watching this video, then you already really enjoy maths. And basically that's it. Further maths is for people who love maths. And it's great as we get to look into some fantastic topics that the A-level maths syllabus doesn't cover.
Hi, I'm Ed. I'm another one of the maths teachers here at Long Road. I'm just going to talk you through a little bit of the course content for further maths at A-level. So one of the big topics that we cover is complex numbers. And you might have always been told at school that you can't square root negative numbers. And kind of that's true, right? When you square a negative, when you square a positive, they're both positive. So what does it mean to square root a negative number? But if we just imagine a world where it was possible, it opens up whole new realms of numbers and things which are really applicable. So we call the square root of -1i an imaginary number, which is a really rubbish name in one sense because these are real numbers. They're just not like our normal number line. But when we start exploring the properties of them and how we can multiply them and how we can use them, it opens up whole new worlds of maths. So it will be applicable to things like engineering, how buildings and bridges stay up, to things like music, how waves and sound waves add together. We can use it to do all sorts of complex problems that we just can't do without them. So it's one of the big fundamental building blocks of further maths. And if you have a look at this animation that I'm putting on the screen now, this is really just squaring some of these complex numbers using imaginary numbers in there and adding on something. It's doing it repeatedly over and over again. And if you look at this, I've animated it for you. We get some really, really interesting and beautiful behaviour. Right? If anybody tells you that maths isn't beautiful, it isn't amazing, just look at this. I mean, I could watch this all day. I was tempted to put this as the whole of the video for this, but I thought maybe we'd better actually do some talking as well. But it's just beautiful. And with the maths that we cover in further maths A-level, you can start to understand why these kind of things come about, and we can start to investigate and play about with them. This picture here is something called the Mandelbrot set, really, really important fractal in mathematics. And you can get it just from looking at when these orbits, is what they're called, become stable. It's amazing. This app was all made on GeoGebra. It's an app that we use in the further maths course quite a lot. You can investigate that kind of behaviour there quite easily. A few other topics that we'll cover in the pure section of the further maths A-level. You'll cover things called matrices, which kind of it adds onto vectors a little bit. It helps us multiply vectors, and what it will do in 3D and 2D space is transform them, rotate them, reflect them, and all of those kind of things. And we also look at differential equations, particularly second order ones. So it will describe things like how pendulums swing, how springs work, and things like that. Third of the course is also given over to applied maths, just like in ordinary maths. So we cover statistics and mechanics. And in mechanics, in further maths, we cover things like collisions. So how two colliding balls will interact. We also cover elasticity. And putting all of that together, you might be able to work out, say, how a game of snooker works, how the balls collide with each other, how they bounce off the cushions and things like that. In statistics, we cover a few more distributions than we do in the normal course. For example, the Poisson distribution, and that might let us answer questions like, say I get on average 10 emails a day, what's the probability that I get none over the weekend? I'm being hopeful here. Okay, that's some of the course content. Now we're going to talk about some of the details of how the course actually works here at Long Road.
Okay. For entry requirements, you need at least 7 GCSEs at grade 4 or above in a range of subjects, including English. You need at least a grade 7 in GCSE maths and at least 2 grade 6s in physics and chemistry, or science and additional science. Further maths is often taken as an additional 4th subject on top of the rest of your program. So we would expect high grades in many subjects. We would expect a nice high grade profile. Now here, a lot of students wonder if it will be too hard for them. And what I really want to reassure you is that if you're predicted to get a grade 7, 8, or 9, we know you can be successful on the course. It will be a lot of work, but if you love maths, it won't be a chore and you will find it manageable. Of course, we're here to support you if you find it tricky, and we run the same support workshops as for maths. So there's plenty on offer. As with maths, we teach the Pearson Edexcel maths syllabus. The assessment is no coursework, but entirely examined at the end of the 2 years. And we cover the mechanics and statistics options, building on from the understanding in A-level maths. Further maths really makes you stand out. I see it as the golden ticket. Often our students go on to further study of maths at university or other highly mathematical degrees, engineering and such. And universities will only ask for 3 subjects, but having further maths as an extra is highly regarded. It will make you stand out again. It is an extra thing that they might see if your course is very competitive. All support is the same as for the ordinary maths, as I was saying. And something important to know is that we teach further maths alongside maths for both years. So you will have 9 hours of maths teaching each week in your timetable each year. 4.5 of the normal maths and 4.5 of further maths. Now, we offer STEP and math support for those wanting to do maths at university. STEP and math are some special exams if you want to go on to do maths. So on top of your A levels, you would have to sit those exams, and we offer extra support for that. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into further maths here at Long Road. Thanks for watching, and we're really looking forward to meeting you.